Just like that. Look at that. Back in the studio again, Sue.
Yeah, Tim.
On air. So, it's the Mind Rules. My chair feels a lot shorter than yours. I don't know what's going on here.
I lowered mine a little bit.
Right?
It felt a little hot.
So it is March. End of March.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Tim. You are always still Sue,
yeah.
which is good. Great little movie coming out in about a week.
Yeah,
April 7th. And stars our friend Allie Libert.
It does.
An adorable little girl named Abigail Martin. And this fine young gentleman over here, Charlie Carrick.
Hi.
Charlie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
First, let me get it out of the way. Gorgeous little film.
Oh yeah.
Loved it. But, I mean, you know, we haven't done this question in a while, and we haven't had Charlie on the show
That's
before.
right. We really haven't done it in a while.
So kind of our getting to know you question. Your all-time favorite movie.
Well, it's funny, I just did this podcast last week.
Oh, now I feel cheated.
Where the premise of the podcast is called This Movie is About You. And you choose like a double bill of two movies. And I thought it was just you sort of choose two of your favorite movies and then talk about them. What actually happens is that he kind of uses that as a sort of jump-off point for like psychological analysis, like what it is about you that you chose.
Oh no.
But I chose my all-time favorite film, I think, is probably Kes, the Ken Loach film.
Yeah.
Wow.
69.
Nice.
And then I also had On the Waterfront as
my
second
yeah.
one there.
A good solid classic.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I like to choose like favorite film from every decade rather than just one.
Okay.
I know.
That's a really
Every
cool
year,
idea,
if we get down to it.
Yeah.
Although now I kind of worry about what my choices would have been and what they would have said about me psychologically.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Jaws will say a lot about you personally.
I saw it when I was 3.
To this movie podcast about called it's Simon Mayo and Mark Kermode. It's the BBC one.
Yeah.
And they have this ongoing thing about Jaws where they keep saying Jaws is not about the shark.
No.
And then Simon keeps saying it is about the shark. It's not about the shark.
It's not.
You should go
I mean,
on
it
that
kind of
one.
is. Yeah, I'll call them up. After we're done here, I'm calling you up, BBC One. I'd be great on the beat.
On the beat.
On the beat. Totally would. But yeah, I really just want to jump in and talk about The Devout right away. Because I think I watched it at a great moment. I mean, I had all the lights off in my apartment, was watching it, admittedly, on a small screen. But it just takes you right in. And I was saying before we started that it doesn't compromise in its views at all. I mean, you have this Christian community and the possibility of, you know, past life reincarnation, and just the way hope comes into it and belief and how you try and fit those two things together. I mean, what drew you in, unless I just said the answer, what drew you into the project? It was all of that, wasn't it? It was all of that.
Well, so you guys said your friend Ali, but you guys
we've chatted with her a couple times, yeah.
So
she helped us break a Guinness World Record.
She did. Thank you, Alan.
What was that?
By phone, because she wasn't here for longest uninterrupted live webcast.
Oh,
48 hours.
It took forever. We had to do it on second night because the first night we couldn't get Skype working.
Yep.
And then she's like, I really wanted to be a part of it. We're like tweeting at each other. Like, okay, I'll try again.
Yeah.
Well, so Ali's also a long-time friend of mine.
Excellent.
And I knew that she was involved with it, and because her and Connor had met, Connor the director, they had met a few years before and they'd started discussing it, whatever. So then when it came time for them to find someone to play the Daryl role, which is the one that I play, Ali had kind of suggested me, and then I went and met Connor, and me and Ali talked about it. So that was really what drew me in, was just a chance to work with Ali. We've been friends for a long time, we never seemed to do stuff together. But,
you're starting to take it personally.
yeah, I was like, why is she...
Am I really your friend, Ali? Yeah.
But yeah, what you guys were saying about it has this weird kind of plurality to it, the film. Like, when you see religious communities in films, it's usually one of two things. Either it's a religious movie, or it's the opposite. You're waiting for the religious people to all be revealed as...
Satanists?
Yeah,
yeah, like Black
Rosemary Baby, yeah.
Yeah, or just like small-minded, blah, blah, blah. And this movie wasn't like that. It was like there was a mix of both, and the religious aspect of it and that community aspect, for me, was tied into the fact that it was a film about grief. And, it was strange. It's a strange feeling because all the characters are going through this intense grief before the person has actually died. It's like this kind of death sentence hanging over all of them. So the religious stuff for me was tied in to that. It was like having to have your grief out in public for everyone else to be a part of, and you wanting it to be a private thing.
Yeah, it was. And what I read was Abigail's character was originally supposed to be a boy, and she just came in and wowed everybody with her audition. And
there's a bit at the start of the movie where it's like showing the scientist. It's a guy who's interested in past life regression, and so there's all these snippets of children experiencing past life regression. So Abigail came in with a bunch of her classmates just to read for a little 3-line role in that. And she just like...
like, never mind.
We've got something else for you over here.
Changing the whole role to a girl.
Which is great, because she totally owns it. You wouldn't believe that she hadn't like done something like that before.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
She just snaps into it. And then, she goes from doing these heart-wrenching scenes, and then she's singing Katy Perry songs and Frozen songs.
Just let it go, Charlie. Let it go. And your scenes together, I mean, the whole family dynamic, you can tell between your physical relationship with Allie, like the way you communicate or don't communicate in a lot of the scenes. It's so, I mean, it's poignant. It's a real relationship up there on the screen, and then to see, and I think I mentioned it in my review, is there's a scene where she's very, she's trying to be very, very happy for the daughter, and then as soon as she leaves the room and you leave the room, her face just changes and she succumbs to that grief for a second. You're like, that's powerful. I mean, that just knocks you back.
Yeah.
And you got neither.
You had the moment in the car, I think, too. Like, everybody had their moment where they're finally alone for a second.
Right, and just let it out. And it's just like, and those are heartbreaking scenes to see. And I don't think I used the word voyeuristic in my review, because it would give the wrong phrasing that I was looking for, but you almost felt like you're intruding on that moment of private grief, and I think it makes the experience that much stronger for seeing it, because you guys just let it all hang out.
And I think it should be like that. That community is intruding on their grief with the best of intentions. Everyone does that.
Pie, apparently.
Yeah, pie, and they've got like 50 pies there in the kitchen. Like, it doesn't help, And it's like this thing between people do have selfless motives for it. They just want to help in any way that they can. And no one wants to hear, look, there's no way that you can help.
Right?
It's a terrible situation. We all have to just deal with it in our own ways. It's funny you say that about the kind of voyeuristic thing, because the way that the movie ended up being shot was the whole first half of it was just the three of us, me, Ali, and little Abigail, Olivia, in the house, and with this small crew, and it felt like we were making this just tiny, intimate little movie.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, halfway through, all the other cast arrived, and we were doing all these driving sequences, and me getting that big black eye.
Right.
It's suddenly a totally different movie. Yeah. So we were.
How did you people get this number?
Right. You guys are here for the craft services, aren't you? But it was all shot in like one location, like in Vancouver Island or Vancouver.
Yeah, like near Victoria.
Victoria, that's what it was. Yeah.
It was cool. It was like the house, like in the middle of the rainforest.
Right.
So we'd wake up at like 6 a.m. and Ali would drive me. Me and Ali were sharing an apartment together in Victoria. She'd drive me along this tiny narrow road in the pitch black with no lights every day.
Because that's safe. Let's do that.
Get you in the mood for having a dying daughter, I suppose.
Right?
Yeah, at least if something happened, we both
yeah,
that's the full insurance payout.
Everybody will be fine. Now, we know the film opens here in Canada on the 7th. It opens here in Toronto. Are we looking at there's a nationwide release after that, Ingrid, maybe, I'm assuming? Ingrid Hamilton's
like,
behind the camera. She's not saying anything. She's just kind of holding up signs saying, don't ask that question. But I'm hoping that there's going to be talk of a Netflix release somewhere, or even a theatrical stateside, because these are the kind of movies that we don't see enough of, and I think speak very well to Canadian filmmaking. I mean, so hopefully.
And I think people should go see it in the theater if you possibly get the chance, because all the visual imagery and stuff is all stunning, and all the use of sound, like where there's no sound and versus where there's, like it's almost its own character. It tells the story just as much. as anything else going on. So the bigger the experience, the more.
And take lots of tissues.
Yeah, exactly. The more
right?
you'll lose your soul a little bit.
Because that ending, and no spoilers ever, but that ending, perfect. I mean, it was tonally perfect. Because, yeah, no spoilers.
Stay to the end.
Right? Yes. Just, I loved everything about it. These are the kind of movies that when Canadians make, I get really excited about. I want to push them. I want to talk about them. And yeah, I mean, what else can you say about something like that? It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and the question I'm sure you've already gotten half a dozen times. Do you believe in past lives?
No.
There you are. Solved right there.
Yeah. No, but this movie I think is as much about just believing in anything and the importance of that, and sometimes just having blind faith in something, and then also the importance of just putting your faith in more tangible things, putting your faith in your family and believing that they're going to be enough to see you through a difficult situation, or in your community, or, you know, really putting your efforts into things that you can actually see and influence rather than in things that have these miraculous results but you don't.
No. Well said.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said it a lot more meanly because, you know, me and religion are not friends. But no, that's a great point, and I love the idea that you said, you know, investing in something tangible like family. I mean, I think that's where most belief in faith should be anyway. Should be in the human heart.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of faith in the human heart.
I've been watching a lot of Star Trek, so that's where that came from. The human heart.
Dogs. It's all about dogs, guys.
But I mean, okay, let's delve just a little sidetrack because Sue got very excited, of course, because you had done V, which, you know, you
like
still get excited.
2 episodes, I think?
2 episodes 8 years ago.
Wow, 8 years ago.
I know.
And we're still holding the flame for Kenneth Johnson, and just come back again, V. Just
I know.
come back again. And then, of course, you've done, 23 episodes of Rain?
Yeah, I did a season of Rain, season 3.
Boom.
Yeah.
So you're like, and of course, you've done all the Toronto staples, Flashpoint.
Yes.
I think I saw a Sanctuary in there somewhere.
Yeah, I've done a Sanctuary, that's in Vancouver.
Yeah.
All the sci-fi ones, that'll be Vancouver. All the sci-fi guest stars will be Vancouver, and all the pop ones at Toronto.
That's right, because you did Rookie Blue.
I didn't.
No, who did I just look at did Rookie Blue?
I don't know.
Somebody did Rookie Blue. Might have been another Charlie.
Probably the only one who hasn't done.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's weird. They should probably swap
and
that.
now you can't.
Right? They should move all the sci-fi here so we can visit the sets and move all the top ones out there.
We have some good sets here.
We do.
We were just
saying Dark Matter. I'm just saying Dark Matter.
It's funny because so that's the thing in Vancouver. You work on all the sci-fi stuff, and people hear about it and they go nuts for it. They're so excited that you did. Like I did Supernatural. People go crazy.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't care about sci-fi at all. I don't have any connection to it at all. So yeah, I'd rather be on the kind of miserable, realistic movie like this than on the big sci-fi thing.
You should do Saving Hope. It makes me, except now they're done too, but yeah, it makes me ugly cry every freaking episode pretty much, just alone in my living room.
And you can't do enough of that.
No, it's just very cathartic.
Yeah.
How was it having Allie angry at you for like half the shooting time?
It was good. It was good. It was just funny because we were living together at the same time too. So we just drive in. I listen to all Allie's complaints about various things. Then we get there, and then she's mad at me because our kid's dying. And then we drive home, listen to complaints about the day. But it's funny actually because Allie and I have also lived together in LA one time, like one pilot season. We lived together for a couple of months. So yeah, it was funny just to be roommates with Ali again and then play husband and wife.
Awesome.
Yeah, but Ali and I actually both of us have been through it. Both of us have lost one of our parents, so that was a kind of common thing that we had to talk about, you know, as we were making the movie, and it led to some good discussions and some kind of cathartic discussions. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So the film is healing in a way.
Yeah.
Sure. But I just love it. Although, and I know why it was done, but there was one thing, and only one thing that actually booted me out of the movie. And it's not a bad thing, and I know why it was done. It's just when you do your research for, you know, the Apollo 1 fire, and I'm like, wait, those aren't the names of the astronauts. That was all I thought.
I think it was,
and I know why, and I totally get it. But that was the only thing that kind of gave me a little kick out. But I'm like, nope, I'll let you have it. Alternate reality.
Big a nerd as you.
That's not true. That is not true.
Not everyone is.
Stephen Colbert. I'm just saying.
All the people watching this film won't be as big
No, they
as
won't.
you.
But it wasn't enough to like boot me out of the film. Is what I'm saying. I'm like, it's good. It helped me remember that it was fiction, and I didn't have to cry as much at the end. So it's good.
It happens a lot when you on movies and TV shows. When you're shooting it, they don't know yet whether they've got the rights to use
the clearance.
the real
Yeah.
Right.
So you'll shoot it both ways. Once with the real one, and then after you've done the real one, the fake names sound so fake. So I did this. My first movie that I did. There was a bit where I was a teacher and I'm teaching this girl photography. And she was like really influenced by this one photographer, and I say, oh, you should check out this person. I wish I could remember the names now. But I say, oh, you should check out this person. So great, we do it. And then she says, oh, now we just have to do it again. We're probably going to get the clearance, but we just have to do it with this fake name. And the fake name was so ridiculous. I didn't get through, like tears running down her face the whole time. So I thought, well, at least I'll never use that. But then sure enough, I see
they didn't
movie.
get the clearance.
Didn't get the clearance. Just cuts to me. I'm suddenly crying for no apparent reason and saying a ridiculous.
Works so beautiful.
Yeah, Walter McPhoto Man or something like that. I wish I could remember it.
Kodak lens paper or something. Yeah. That.
Mr. Fuji film.
There you go. I want to come back to her again just because she's so adorable. Little Abigail. I mean, having her on set must have just been... I mean, I get, and we say this a lot because we've been on a couple sets, and all the sets we've been on are very happy, very up, and everybody seems to be having a good time. And I realize, yes, you're there to work.
Yeah.
But she must have just been adorable to have around the set all the time, whether or not she's singing Katy Perry or not. I mean,
it's like a really hard situation because if
you're sad.
I need to be sad now.
But no, for me, because like we have to sort of be in this sad mode the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But we're the only two other actors there, so it's our job to keep little Olivia's spirits up and to keep her entertained and to make sure that she's having a good time. You know, that's more important than us. Mm-hmm. We've got loads of people to look after us. So I probably left a lot of that responsibility to Ali. I would do my scene and then go off to my corner and just be all miserable and depressed while Ali's like doing musical numbers with...
Of course she did!
I can totally see that.
So, yeah, that was a kind of hard situation.
Let me teach you all the colors in Joseph's amazing Technicolor drink.
Yeah. But Olivia's mum was there the whole time.
Nice.
Angie, and she was really good at keeping Olivia focused on what she had to do and also telling us little tricks to, she likes it when you do this, she likes it when you do that.
Oh. Yeah. It's like, like they say, working with dogs and animals and children.
But I also have a dog in this movie.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was a cute dog.
I know.
Yeah.
I was getting like, I just want a dog.
There was a move at the hotel where I was like, dude, no!
Yeah. Right? I was so upset.
I was so happy.
No spoilers.
That's my favorite shot in the movie, actually.
So good.
Because the mural on the...
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler, is it?
No.
The mural on the wall of the hotel. Yeah, that was Connor, the director, his parents' dog.
Oh, no way.
Sally. So they kept her real name. Just be easier.
Right. Yeah. But yeah.
Your name is Nacho.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah, and like I love the idea of the daily wish thing that she gets. I mean, everything these parents do, and they know. I mean, it's killing them inside to do it, but they're making everything they can do for this child, like her last days, as good as they can be. I mean, that kind of love, and seeing it on screen that way. I mean, I might not ever know that. Not in a bad way. It's just to be a parent in that position. I don't know if I could be everything for that child at that time like your characters are. I mean, that's amazing that you guys. I mean, even acting wise, it's still a feat.
Yeah, I think Colin did a good job of giving, like what you're saying, gives them both little private moments where their real feelings come out. That bit where my guy kind of breaks down in the car. Oh. I love that bit because then he has this moment and then he realizes, well, that's not helpful. Right. And then it's funny because he has to get out the car and the
he's driving, right? We're in the car with that too, like every single time it happened.
We shot that and he was like, maybe we should just forget that thing with the window because I think it's stupid. And I was like, no,
it
like,
works.
Yeah,
it so works. Yeah, it allows for that relief.
Yeah.
And that, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's just a release, not just a release where you're very sad, you're experiencing the moment with the character, and then you get a laugh. And sometimes that, you need that after something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've said this about a couple films, and I think I say it actually in my review. There's not a missed beat or an opportunity in this film. I mean, it's all chased down. You guys play it to the nines. All the emotional beats feel real. I literally love the film. I think I rave about it constantly in my review, so there you go, Ingrid, yay for that.
And we were talking about the Daily Wish too. I just love the way it was filmed, where it'd be like, what do you want to do today? And then it's cut, and they're doing it.
And I've got custard pie in my
right?
Picking that on my
Really?
How many takes did that take?
Just one, but with such force. Into my face.
Bam.
Yeah. She was looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
That sustained her for like, it takes 3 hours or something to put that wig on it.
No.
Because she's lost her hair, they have to put that bald cap on every day. That's a lot for.
Right?
Yeah. 4 or 5 to sit for 3 hours. Wow. So on that day, it was like you get to put custard pie in Charlie's face at the end of the day. So she managed to get.
She's like, I can do this. Yeah. For that, I can do this.
That's my actual daily wish.
Right.
Bam. But yeah, it's a gorgeous film. Opens here next week, so get out and see it. We'll promote the hell out of it because that's what we do. Make sure you read the review. There are no spoilers, so that's good. Spoilers? There are no spoilers. And
is there Twitter or Facebook or?
I think the movie has both. It'll be the Devout or the Devout movie. The Devout film.
I think that's what it is.
And
so,
Ali is all up on that. Ali Libert.
Yeah, I figured we could just.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag the heck out of her when I say, "Hey, Ali, here's my review."
I just pass all problems on to Ali,
right?
and then
She's got it.
Yeah.
Which is great because I want this film to do very well because it's just you just want to share it with people.
I know.
I really do, and like I said, I'm not religious at all, and I'm open-minded about whatever comes next, but it's more about the family and the event that they go through, and I think it was done so well.
Yeah, it's a very human story at the end of the day.
Yeah, I like it.
And I gotta say too, like you do these small movies and stuff, and sometimes, afterwards when it comes to coming and talk about it and stuff, it's a long time ago and blah blah blah. But I had such a great time making this film with these people, just really lovely people, and it was a lovely experience, and I'm so happy to be able to talk about the film now. So.
Right? Yeah.
I would caught you just before you're leaving.
Right, you're leaving.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably going somewhere where that accent probably fits in a little better, I think.
Maybe. I always work in different accents, and I've been doing so many weird ones recently.
Really? Okay, so that just perks the interest now. I've got to know.
So I'm doing a film right now where I have I'm like a voyageur in the 1840s. So, but there's no French. It's all in English, but with this French accent.
All right.
And then even during that, I have to sing a song, and the director wanted me to sing the song in a Métis accent because that's who I would have learned the song from.
Wow.
So some really tricky accent stuff.
But I guess that's good. I mean, if you can do accents, you can do any role anywhere. We could cast you as a Russian.
Yeah. In theory.
In theory. See, because I won't now throw out my Scottish brogue now at all in this because it wouldn't compare to anything you're saying at all.
Well, I'm not quite from Scotland.
No,
so
I know.
I would not be able to tell.
No, you would. I've been told it was okay, but I'm like, I don't want to mess with anybody from close to anywhere to Scotland because they'll be like, no, that's crap, that is. Don't do it. It's crap. Anyway.
I've never got to do anything in my own. So I'm from Newcastle. I've never got to do a single thing in my own accent, and I just booked this TV show in England that shoots in Newcastle and set in Newcastle.
And you have to use a Canadian accent.
No, I got to do it in my Newcastle accent, but then I got this movie, this Voyageur thing, and I had to make a choice between the two because they overlapped. And for some reason I chose the Voyageur.
Well, you know what your usual Newcastle voice sounds like, so this is a challenge, right? Yeah, it's like, I can do that anytime. I can do that at home. Some
weird masochism thing. I chose to do that, yeah.
Just walk around and video yourself once in a while talking start a vlog.
So I would say get out, see the movie this weekend if you can. Follow it on Twitter. Check it out on Facebook. Of course,
follow Ali Libert for all the
right,
information.
and she will make sure everybody knows. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, because Sue's doing a fabulous job back there. You can find us, of course, on iTunes and YouTube. We're everywhere, basically. Yeah, we're pretty much the internet, so if you haven't heard of us, it's kind of weird.
You will.
Right, and Charlie, thank you for finding time to come in and chat with us, because you've been a busy guy over a little while. So, and of course leaving the country, so there's that. So that was the long interview. Thank you for watching or listening. Stay tuned, of course, for the Quick Shots. I love that name. I came up with that name. I'm very happy about it. And
still pretty new. He's still pretty excited about it.
That's what I do. And we will follow up some more with the very cool Charlie Carrick. Oh, look at that, very cool, Charlie. That alliterated.